This mutation is called Boomtown, and it is being played on Oblivion Express. We have 3 mutators active. We have Going Nuclear, Fear, and Self-Destruction. So, in general, I think it's not really too bad. I think the enemy units are going to be a little bit annoying, and of course you will need to actively look around the map to make sure that you do not get nuked by the Going Nuclear mutator over here. So overall, it should be okay as long as you are paying attention. As you can see over here, the nukes will start to target around the areas that you are trying to path to. So you can see over there that has been triggered. We go over here, the same idea. So yeah, these nukes do get deployed. They are not even though it says that it is random throughout the map, it's not really random. It does tend to favor areas where you are where you have your units. So yeah, you gotta be careful to make sure you don't end up losing your army when you are not paying attention. So we have Hanhorner and Alarak over here. Alarak is really good for the train DPS. He is able to focus fire down the train with the Divine Blast. He also has really good wave clearing potential. Over here, Alarak has essentially cleared his main rocks, he's cleared one of his gas rocks, and most of the rocks for his allies expansion. But overall, it will be okay. We can see that Hanhorner is producing an Assault Galleon now, so he'll be making some Reapers out of that, or some other unit to try and clear his expansion and clean up whatever's left of the rocks on this side as well. Alarak is starting to put down his gateway, so what will happen here is, I'm assuming he's going to go for the Ascendant build. Ascendant builds are actually really good on this mission because they have really good wave clearing potential, as well as really good single target DPS, especially when the bonus, especially because the objective itself is a unit. If the objective was a structure, he'd have a little bit of a hard time, but there you go. So second overcharge actually comes down to clean up this side, and does he have vision of there? Yeah, okay. So that pylon was essentially perfectly positioned. I do have vision of both the rocks, and yeah, that was actually really impressive positioning there on the pylon. Pretty much right in the middle of the 2 expansions. And Alarak's expansion is out now, so he will start saturating that. And you can see over there the nuke just barely misses it, and the SAVs are trying to dodge it again. They're like, oh my god, another nuke on that side. And you can see there's a little bit of panic among the workers. They are trying to hide into their expansion there, which is relatively safe. Alarak is able to deal with this, I think, without any problem. Self-destruction is kind of annoying, but Fear, I think, is one of the more nastier mutators here. If your units get feared, they start running around aimlessly, and sometimes they can end up getting nuked, which I believe is the kind of combo that the devs were intending for this mutator set. So anytime a unit takes damage, there's a chance that it gets feared, and if they take enough damage, they can get feared into one of the nukes that will be coming up on the map, and you end up losing your army. I think that was the kind of design intent of this mutation. So it is useful to know. The thing is, Alarak's Ascendants do have the Psionic Orbs, so they can essentially clear out the train escorts without having to come near the enemy units. So overall, Alarak should not be having too many problems in dealing with this. We have an Assault Galleon over here that's starting to poke through. It does get aggroed by the Goliath, but it gets a vision, drops the space station reallocation, essentially wiping out most of this attack wave. But there is a little bit more left over here. Some Hellions, but they get killed off by Alarak Destruction Wave. And now Alarak is basically free to deal the damage to the train. There is a nuke that comes down on this side and ends up taking out these mag mines that were intended for the train. And there is now an attack wave here. Alarak casts an overcharge here. That overcharge is going to be enough to take out this train, so I want to go over here and have a look at this attack wave that will be coming up. We are dealing with a mech turn composition. So Alarak gets feared, as you can see over here. He's in the base, he's relatively safe. Some of the mag mines do get activated, and unfortunately Alarak gets feared again and ends up drawing the enemy units away from those mag mines. So this is exactly what I was talking about. It makes it really difficult to try and predict where the attack wave is going to be going, especially if your units end up getting feared. We have another attack wave over here. This is a small attack wave again, it's a 1-1 attack wave. just a bunch of Hellions should be there. This time the Magmites do end up contacting their target, which is really good. Bases over here are essentially saturated. I believe Han Horner is supply cap, so his SCV is not being produced over here, but that'll be taken care of relatively quickly. And Horner is going for double upgrades here. He's going for armor and attack upgrades for his units. He's also getting the tactical jump upgrade, which is very useful when you need to be able to jump around the areas of the map without really getting without having to path all the way through. I think it's a very nice utility to have on your air units. Over here, Alarak is going for the power overwhelming upgrade, which will be very useful for dealing with the train and the attack waves, because it makes the suns a little bit smaller. And it turns out the interceptors can also be feared, which is really expected. The Duke is almost over here. We have Han Horner has dropped his call in the fleet upgrade, so that should deal a lot of damage to the train. And we have a bunch of mines that are going to just automatically trigger over here, and they're not going to really do a lot of damage to the trains. I'm not really much of a fan of this this kind of DPS though. Alarak casts Empower Me to try and clean up what is left of the train, and this train will go down relatively quickly again. There's a nuke that comes down over here, but they both notice it and they move out of the way. Although the interceptors do end up getting caught in that fire over there. Big self-destruction on the train, but there are no units nearby. So what we also have over here is we have a bunch of photon cannons that have been coming down on this side. So this is the one thing about the Oblivion Express. If you are up against Terran, Amon will start to nuke you at like the 12-minute mark or something. I can't remember the exact timing. Amon will start to nuke you, so you should always have detection and anti-ground damage when you are playing with on Oblivion Express against a Terran composition. Now, if you're playing Protoss, you can do what Alarak has done over here, which is put down some photon cannons. If you are playing Han Horner, the general way of doing this is to get your Widowmine upgrade, the one that increases the or reduces the cooldown time of the Widowmine charges. Alarak is clear this side. And put down the missile turret and put that Widowmine in front. And that Widowmine should be able to deal with any ghost that's coming up. And if you want to be safe, you can put down a second Widowmine, but usually one Widowmine is fine. People like to use Magmines. I've seen them. I've seen people use Magmines a lot, but you can see the Widowmines over here as well. Same idea. I've seen people use Magmines, but Magmines expire, and it requires a lot more micro. If you're not paying attention, you know, the ghost will come up, get wrecked by the Magmines, and then you know, if you're not paying attention, there'll be another ghost that'll come up from behind and end up nuking your base. So I find the Widowmines to be a very simple solution. So you can see over here a ton of Widowmines. I think this is way too many Widowmines than is needed, but better safe than sorry, I guess. We have a nuke that's coming down over here and instantly takes out those mines. Oh my god, that poor SCV. He's only doing his job, gets completely nuked by Amon there. And you can see now the power of Alarak's Ascendants. Alarak's Ascendants have just started to come out, and they are still very, very small Ascendants, but the amount of damage that they were able to deal is just insane, the amount of damage that these things can output. There is a recall on this side, but no one has actually dealt with these hybrids on here. So the hybrid comes down with Photon Overcharge. I think that'll be okay. Photon Overcharge on this cannon as well. This is all cleared, and Alarak is making his way towards this objective, and he's gonna Mind Blast the trains again, and there goes 50% of the train's HP in one cycle of Mind Blasts, and there goes another one there. So overall really good, minus the part where Han Horner's army just got, well, his Widowmines and his missile turret got completely nuked there. This is enough DPS for dealing with any of the ghosts that will be spawning in around the map, so that's more than enough. Even one photon cannon is more than enough. You don't really need that many, but he's gonna put down some more anyway. The other thing to also note is ghosts will start to nuke you when there is a certain number of buildings in its nuke radius. So it might be very tempting to try and put down, you know, 5 to 10 photon cannons to make sure you're safe. But what will happen if you do something like that is the ghost will end up nuking your static defenses. So you have to try and make sure that you do not put too many static defenses down. It is actually really annoying. Terran compositions on this map will just keep nuking you. It is very, very irritating, but yeah, usually one piece of static defense is more than enough. Or if you're playing a commander that does not have an anti-ground detector, you can put 1 detector and 1 anti-ground unit, and that is usually more than enough. This next wave is one of the hardest waves in the mission, so the commanders will have to be very, very careful when they choose to engage. Handhorner calls in the fleet right here, and that should clear out a lot of the high-value targets. But again, Alarak will have to be really, really careful with how he chooses to engage this. We have Empower Me on Alarak here, and I think he'll probably be jumping down here to instantly wipe this attack wave, because Empower Me is really, really strong. We have a huge number of Psionic Orbs that come in over here, but again, the units are a little bit tanky, and Alarak is getting feared, which is also wasting his Empower Me charges, which is again somewhat problematic. Mind Blast on this train instantly takes this train out, and that train has also gone down in that time.
Blades have met the enemy. Your nexus point is
and you can see here the ghost. I'm not really sure why there was an overcharge on that cannon. That was semi. I think that was a knee-jerk reaction. I think to try and drop that overcharge there. It was totally unnecessary, but. You can kind of see how these nukes actually... it is really, really difficult to deal with this mutator, because it's really spammy. There is a nuke that drops down over here, but the ghost gets detected by the cannon over there. Seeker missile does go down on one of the mid mines over there, and now there's an attack wave on this side again. Alarak does not seem to be wanting to use his Ascendants, which is kind of interesting. Ascendant's Psionic Orbs are really good for dealing with these compositions and dealing with attack waves in general. That was really close for Alarak there. He ends up jumping out of the way of that nuke, and now the next train has spawned over there. I think Alarak might get smoked by that. Oh no, he dashes forward and ends up being safe. Ghost sees that nuke and decides to turn around. He's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna skip that. I'm not gonna nuke the players just yet. I'm gonna wait for a little while for the armies to move out of the way.
Upgrade is ready for use.
So Alarak has his Ascendant army. That should be more than enough DPS to clear the escorts as well as deal with the train. And we also have Handhorner's units over there. So it's actually interestingly, Handhorner has Hellions in this mix. I'm not really sure I particularly agree with this, but I guess maybe the stim upgrade they offer is better, but I'm not really sure. There are Ascendants here, so as you can see, the amount of damage these things do is just insane. They just had to focus fire down the train, and the train basically just dies almost instantly. There are a few stragglers that were left from the... we have 2 hybrids on that side. Yeah. There was an overcharge on this side, so that takes care of that hybrid. I'm not sure what was there. But that Raven, one of the things that can also happen is because you have these things borrowed, they are considered cloaked units, and because they're considered cloaked units, Amon will start sending Ravens to try and detect them, and because they are a combat unit, the Raven will then cast a Seeker Missile to try and kill that unit. So there is a little bit of a, it is difficult for Handhorner to deal with the cloaked ghosts that come in on this mission, but usually the Widowmine with a missile turret is more than enough damage. We have another attack wave on this side. Those Magmines are a little bit too late. They'll get focus fired down. Psionic Orbs come down now onto this attack wave, wiping out most of the softer units, and then we have a bunch of Mind Blasts to go down to take out the Thors, so relatively efficient play here from Alarak. And now we have the double train spawn again. So this one again has a relatively large escort wave around it, but at this point in the game, the commander's armies should be strong enough to be able to handle each train separately without any problems. But they've chosen to keep their armies together, which is okay. The one thing they'll have to be careful though is the going nuclear mutator, because it is very possible they could end up body blocking each other and end up losing there. You can see a ghost over there instantly gets wiped by the Widowmine. We have a call in the fleet here for a Handhorner, and he is going to start clearing that side. There is a nuke on that side, so he ends up dodging that with relative ease. And Alarak seems to be just waiting for this train before he chooses to engage. So that train is going to go down, so let's have a look at this side. We have a large number of Psionic Orbs that go through, Instantly wipes out a lot of the escorts are there at the front, but there's still an escort near the back of the train. That train has gone down now, and Alarak casts Empower Me to try and deal damage to this train. Personally, I would just use a Mind Blast for the Ascendants. I don't think the Empower Me is really necessary. Empower Me is mostly useful when you're dealing with attack waves, or if you need that extra amount of DPS to take out the first train. Yeah, you can see how much damage Alarak is able to deal with just by folks firing down these Ascendants over here. And now we have the second last attack wave on this mission. And Handhorner again. I think this may arm just in time, but I think one set of Magmines is not enough to deal with this attack wave. This attack wave is pretty large, so these things are all going to trigger and
Your nexus point is under
deal
assault.
some damage to the Thors over there. But those Thors are not going to go down. Those things are really tanky. I think Handhorner needs a lot more Magmines to deal with that. But Alarak is in position, firing from the high ground some Psionic Orbs, and you can see how quickly these things just evaporate with the Alarak's Ascendants. Alarak is really, really powerful. These Ascendants are, what, 8 stack? 9 stack, I think, Ascendants right now. So, that's a 5 stack Ascendant. Yeah, that's an 8 stack Ascendant right here. And, yeah, so these Ascendants deal a lot of damage very, very quickly. Their Psionic Orbs are absolutely devastating for 2 attack waves. Once Alarak has reached this point, his Ascendants basically laugh at any attack wave that is there, because any kind of attack wave that tries to walk in that path just ends up melting to the damage of the Sniper Arm. Is he a little bit of a dodge over there? There's an Alarak teleports his army right on top of his ally, so with that side over there. Nuke was there in the player's base, but the Widow Mines are able to take care of that. Space Station reallocation falls down onto the escort wave, wiping out the escort, and Alarak just Mind Blasts the train dead. And that is GG.